We should be back. I'm really, really sorry. I hope you guys are still here. I hope at least some people are still watching. I really, really apologize for that. Yeah, it is what it is, but we should be streaming again now. We should be streaming again now. Reset the router, reset the PC. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear and we are back. We do be back though. Okay. Let me know, guys, if anything is untoward again. Do just post straight away and tell me if something's not working. And whilst we do that, let me just flash up the Vesta board because thank you so much to Singapore. Thank you very much for following. Whilst we were in downtime, whilst the laser crashed, whilst the internet crashed, thank you so much for following. Thank you. Appreciate that. Laser's still going brrrr. Yeah, the laser's still going brrrr. The third time. This is the third time we've streamed today because I had to cancel it twice, reset everything, and stream again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is going to be okay. Okay. Yorkshire Internet, the thing is, I'm on a 1 gigabit connection here. I'm on a gigabit connection. I don't have home Wi-Fi. I have business Wi-Fi here. It's like, it's crazy fast as the Wi-Fi here. I don't know why it was an issue. And in fact, not even the Wi-Fi, I mean the internet connection. I'm not on Wi-Fi, I'm on a wired connection. So I don't know. But hey, it is what it is. The Vesta board goes brrrr. Yeah, you guys can tweet it. So if anyone wants to post a message on the Vesta board, you just tweet it. I'll get it up there on the screen. And I'll show it on here, live on the screen as well. Thank you very much, Anarchy. Welcome back to you as well. Whew. We get there. We get there in the end, guys. Obipia, thank you so much for following. Thank you. The Vesta board is working again. We're all connected to the internet. It's picked up that I'm streaming again. There we go. There we go. Laser goes brrrr times 3. This is the third time we streamed tonight. Man, how sucky was that? How sucky was that? Obipur, if you want to, you can tweet the Vesta board and you can have your message displayed on there. All you need to do is message me, check the socials command, and you can message me at jprototypist, and as long as you tweet at me, then it will display on the message board. As long as you don't put an emoji in there or use a character it doesn't support, just use plain text and you'll be okay. And I'll share that as well. So apparently Tinkertronic has just tweeted at me. If that comes up, then I will display it straight away. Yeah, the Vesta board is cool. As you can see, guys, the laser has carried on whilst we were out of stream. So what we're laser cutting today is we're making keyboard stands. These are stands for keyboards, as you can see here in the little smaller face cam. This is what we're making today. These nice, wonderful parts. And these are going to be for sale on the website as well. So basically, I made a ton of these earlier on. I mean, a ton. I made left-hand sides, but I made more right-hand sides. Yeah. So we're just in the process of making a few more, but making more left-hand sides to catch up, and more right-hand sides as well. So these are going to be on sale on the store, £15 each, or £12.50 if you're outside of the UK. UK folks, I'm really sorry, but you guys have to pay VAT. I have to charge it legally, can't get around it. It is what it is. £15 if you're in the UK, £12.50 if you're not in the UK. I think that's going to be the price of them, give or take a pound or two. And yeah, they're going to be on sale end of this week. End of this week. It really do be like that. It doesn't suck. It's pay your taxes, folks. You know, all the other people around the world, they'll have to pay import fees anyway, and that will be up to them to pay. But yeah, pay your taxes, man. Wildco says, hello Jay, any update with my one-off mouse, man? In production somewhere, man, in production. As soon as I get it here, you will be the first person to know because you will get a message from me. Free healthcare though, that's neat. Free healthcare is good. Free healthcare is good. Taxes are a necessary evil. That's how you need to view it. Pay your taxes, folks, and do the right thing, and hopefully things will look after you. I'm not gonna remember, dude. Just be happy. I give you a name that I know how to say. Yeah, just be Julaco. Right, okay, I'm never going to remember it. I'm terrible with names. I'm great with faces, terrible with names. Damn, do I get an NHS discount though? No, I don't do NHS discounts, I'm afraid. Sorry. Spot on. I'm never going to remember that. I'm never going to remember that. I apologize. I'm terrible with names, but I'm great with faces. Which is kind of crap when I'm a streamer, right? Because I'm going to forget all of the names. Facial recognition is hard. Oh, Vesterboard's going. Vesterboard's going. Here you go. Making lasers go brrrr. There you go. Do be making lasers go brrrr. Yeah, I'm not going to forget that name, dude. I'm not going to forget that name. And I'm not going to say it live on stream either. I don't know if I told you, NXCKYZ from DC, by the way. I got a new keyboard case designed, printed, and painted, and I love it. Oh, nice. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Also ordered the giant Frosties. So linears or tactiles, what's my poison? I used to be very much in the camp of tactiles. These days, I'm very much in the camp of linears. That's just the way I feel. As I get older, I prefer linear switches. Don't know. It's a thing. I should try saying it. Mixigzy. Mixigzy. There you go. I got first prototype of the board I've been working on today. OLED cutout too small. Oh no, if you need a new plate, Arcana, I can cut you one in POM here. Just message me, we'll sort something out. Be as cheap as I can do it for you, whatever the material and the laser time costs. I'm not going to add any profit onto it for you, not for a prototype. I was linear, now tactile all the time. You've gone the other way then, Hiro-san. You've gone the other way. I do like tactiles occasionally. Like I've been using the Shigoki switches. I got the Shigoki switches in a couple of days ago. I've been using those, just like clicking them around the workshop and stuff. And I'm going to do a build with them because I'm very, very excited about them. I think that those in a purple KL90, which is in group buy right now, is going to be ideal. It's going to be ideal. My tweet isn't making Vesterboard go. Let me see what you tweeted, because it might just need tweaking what you put on it, or you might not have actually tweeted me. There is a fake prototypist keyboards. That's not me. I don't know who that is. I'm J prototypist, the letter J and then prototypist. So it may be that I've just missed it. Oh no, you did tweet the right one. It should come up. It should come up. It's only just done Capties, and his was before yours, so maybe it will come up in a minute. As soon as it starts to flicker, I'll let you know. It just depends on when it checks the API. Like, it doesn't do it all the time. It just checks the API occasionally, and then comes through. Do you think having a two-part 3D printed plate would feel any different to one-piece plate on a sandwich mount? Yes, 100%. It would definitely feel different. I'm currently lubing those switches. The Shigoki ones, nice. Congratulations, man. I hope you like them. I float between tactiles and linears, just depends on how I feel. I have a lot of boards built with tactiles, but I do tend to use the boards with the linears more often than I do the tactile ones. Frosties are really nice. I'm looking forward to popping them in my Q frequency. Yeah, I have a lot of Frosties in stock as well. I think they're great switches. Well worth the money. What are my favorite tactiles? This is going to sound really weird, but I like vintage MX Browns. I have my Jane, my TGR Jane is built with the vintage MX Browns. That's my main build in it. And I love tactile Brown Alps. Tactile Brown Alps are the daddy of tactile switches. If you're going to use a tactile switch, you need it to be Brown Alp, because they're amazing. I've got a Keymax with Brown Alps, and it's stunning. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Anarchy says, need to be more clickies. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know whether to get a plate made just for a one-off for this prototype, but I don't know if it's worth it in a two-part case. It's up to you, man. If you've got a plate file, I can make it for you on the laser cutter. We have a laser here. It does the doing, it does the burring, it makes the things. We can make you a plate. Do we have any nice light linears coming in this summer? Lots of switches coming in this summer. I think I've got something like 37, 38 different types of switch coming into stock this summer. So yes, I have alpacas and pom durocs and lavenders all coming in the next few weeks, hopefully, depending on shipping times. So those might take your fancy. Muzuroi says, have I ever tried Zycos? Yes, I have a JO1 build with Zycos in. A little bit too tactile for me. A little bit too tactile. Heavier linears are what you want. So JT Row 92, I have a board that's built with Alps. Oh, here we go, here we go. It's built with Alps. There we go, Tinkertronic. Prototype is making things using the power of science and light, and probably maths too. Great quote, I like that. I like that. That's really cool. Thank you, Tink. Thank you. Yeah, so I have a board built with some Alps that are like a clone of Alps, and they're 500 gram actuation force. So the springs have been swapped for 500 gram springs. They're called APC greens. I think they're 280 grams stock, so they're really heavy stock, but I've put 500 gram springs in, and you can barely type on that thing. Your fingers ache after typing your name. That's how bad it is. Yeah. Vesterboard go brrrr again. I have to be careful because sometimes I can't show you some stuff. But there you go. Obipaya is now following. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much, dude, for the follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I got the Echo Rose Reds, and they're absolutely smooth bangers. Yeah, some good switches out there. I've not tried the Rose Reds, but there is some good switches out there. Those 280 gram APC switches are incredible. But what they're designed for is machinery like this, where you have a big green and red stop and start button. That's what they're designed for. So you have to physically really know that you've pressed it. You can't just brush past it and knock it and press the switch on or off. They're physically there, so you have like a chunk press. That's what they're designed for. And that's why I put 500 gram springs in them, because it's going ka-chung, 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 like the old typewriters. If you've ever used one of the old typewriters that has the bar that goes up and taps the tape, they take like 500 grams to activate. You'll know what it's like to type on the APC board. Kipsy says, that thing is such a big flex. Dude, the Vesterboard is amazing. It's like my favorite tool in the workshop. Did I pick up any CRP? Yes, I picked up one of every alpha kit, and then I picked up 2 of the beige mod all-in kits, and I picked up 1 of the white mod all-in kit. That's what I bought for myself, yes. CRP is great. And if you haven't tried PBT die sub, CRP is the best place to start, in my opinion. Okay, the laser is still lasering. Hopefully it's not going to take too much long before we start to see some cutting, because the cutting is a little bit more fun than just the etching. But you can see we've got loads of prototypist logos all over there. And what we're actually going to see is, if I load up Lightburn, you'll see all of these little purple squares and rectangles. That's exactly what we're cutting. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you guys can see there that each one of those purple rectangles gives us 2 of these. Gives us 2 of these, a left and a right. And then we basically put them together to make a keyboard stand. That's what it's doing at the moment. It is taking a little bit of time to get through this, but as soon as it's finished these etchings, then it is going to start cutting, which is really good fun. Is that like a slicer but for laser cutting? It's kind of a similar sort of thing, yes, but you have to build everything in Fusion, and there's a little bit more to it. Like a slicer for 3D printer, you just drop the item in, you slice it, and you basically give it either supports or no supports. And whilst there's other settings, that's broadly what you're doing. You're letting the slicer do all the work. In Lightburn, we have to do a lot of different things. So you'll see that there's purple lines and there's blue lines, and we have to basically, and across the top bar, across the toolbar, across the top, you'll see that there's loads of different colors, about 30 different colors. Each of those colors has a different set of parameters that tell the laser to act in a different way, whether it be speed or power, a combination of both, whether it's doing an etch, whether it's doing a cut, whether it's doing a fill. All sorts of different things, and basically you have to control each different line and type of part of your file as to how you want the laser to react and interpret that. And you can have fixed settings as to which we want to do. So I have settings for cutting 10mm acrylic, I have settings for etching any layer of acrylic, I have settings for cutting wood, I have settings for cutting, cutting and etching into foams, and all sorts of other stuff. So I have different settings for different materials. Cutting POM plates, that's its own setting. Go too fast, you melt POM. With too much power, you melt POM. Go too slow, you melt POM. So you have to have it really carefully configured. This is fully configurable. So this is a 150 watt laser. We can go from anywhere between 11 watts. I don't know why it's 11 watts. It starts at about 11 watts and I can go right up to 150 watts. I've never taken it past 140, but I can go higher if I need to. I am looking at a 600 watt laser though, so we can start to cut some metal, which would be really cool. 600 watts is about what you need to start cutting 1.5mm alu, so we'll see how that goes. Could be good fun. Okay, we've been back online for 15 minutes now. Tell me guys, has there been any stuttering or exchanges or issues? Because it feels nice. I'm not doing stacked aluminium cases. It's cheaper to machine than it is to do stacked aluminium cases. It's been perfect, excellent. So it seems like it was a router issue. Resetting the router has fixed it. Good. Been good since the restart. Excellent. So while the laser's doing this bit, I'm going to tell you about some streams that we've got upcoming. Later on this week and next week, we've got a couple of streams, 2 or 3 streams I think it's going to take, where I'm going to build my mobile streaming station. And what this is going to be is it's going to be a desk that I can move around and I can take around anywhere in the workroom. It's going to be on wheels, and I might be able to show you guys it actually. Might be able to show you guys it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me see if I can just share my Fusion window with you. There you go. Okay, so this is what I'm going to build out of wood in the next couple of weeks. As you can see, this is a mobile streaming station. It's going to be on casters at the bottom. We've got a place on the left for the keyboard, the PC tower. We've got some storage spaces here. These are going to have drawers and different things in them, which aren't on here. We've got a nice big desk, which is nearly 2 meters long by over ½ a meter deep, so it's a nice big area. The rear panel, that's where the monitor, the speakers and the cameras and everything else are going to be mounted. And then on the top, we're going to have some lights and other things on the top as well. As well as that, there is some parts that aren't shown on here. So also down the sides here on the vertical side, we're going to have some nice laser cut parts that are going to just support this top edge. And we're going to do also some patterns and some cutting into the side where the PC goes. When the PC goes in here, on the side of the case, we're actually going to have some patterns cut in for airflow and a few other bits and pieces as well. So we're going to show you guys how we do all of that too. So lots going on in the workshop in the next couple of weeks. As well as that, on the front of this, what we're also going to do is we're actually going to put a piece of acrylic just in this gap underneath, which is going to have all of the Prototypist logo details on. It's going to have like a Twitter handle and all sorts of other things. It's going to be very, very similar to the bar just at the bottom of the screen that you can see just down there. And we're going to laser cut that, and we're going to etch and stick that in place as well, which is going to be really, really, really good fun. So yeah, so lots to come. We're going to make that this week. I've got all the wood in. It all came arrived, cut to size, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to join it together using crap joinery techniques. But hey, I can do what I can do. We're going to use wood glue and we're going to use pocket hole joinery. We're going to screw it all together. We're going to create a mobile streaming station, and that way I can stream instead of from just this one spot on a fixed desk in the workshop. I can stream from anywhere in the workshop, and I can take you guys with me, and I can show you guys how I do screen printing in the workshop, when we're doing packaging quality control checks, when new keyboards come in, when I do keyboard builds, we can walk into the office and do streaming in there. We can stream from the laser, we can stream outside if we need to. I've also got some streams coming up where I'm going to show you how I work on the cars and do some car stuff, including fitting Apple CarPlay in my Mazda, which is a daily driver car, as well as fitting door cards in this, doing the brake rebuild, some other bits and pieces as well. We've also got some really cool stuff that I'm going to be doing in a couple more weeks' time, where I'm going to be building and making a watch live on stream. So we're going to start off with a DIY watch kit. We're going to put that whole thing together on stream. Tons of stuff is coming, tons of stuff. All really, really, really good fun. Don't you need a CO2 laser to cut any metals? No, you can cut it. Well, this is a CO2 laser. This is a CO2 laser. That's what this is. And you just need the wattage to cut it. This is 150 watt. I just need a 600 watt. That's all. Should I get the Corsair K68? Heard it has RGB. Oof. If I want a POM plate, what would I have to send it to you? Like just a picture or a proper file to cut and fuse or something. So I would need a DXF file, .dxf, which is basically the plate layout. If you can't do that on your own, tag @JamesAKB in my server, and he will help you create a file, and then you can send me that file, and I will make it for you on this. That's what you need to do. I just don't have the time to make the files for you. I could do it, I just don't have the time, but James might do it for you. He'll charge you a little bit of money, but he'll do it for you. So what sort of tech will the streaming station have? So it's going to have an uninterruptible power supply. So I will be able to move anywhere, unplugged, unfettered, and I will be able to take you with me and the stream won't cut out. It will be fully powered. It's going to have lights and streaming stuff on there. It's going to have connectors and everything for all my mic, my mouse, keyboard, monitor, all of that kind of stuff on there as well. We're going to have retractable cables in the ceiling here for power and Ethernet. So I can run basically anywhere in the workshop and just move the trolley around, move the cables around, and we're good to go. And even if the cables come unplugged, we'll still be able to stream because it'll default back to Wi-Fi and it'll have an uninterruptible power supply that'll run for about 10 minutes with no plugged in. So yeah, it's not going to have RGB on the desk, no, but it is going to have lights. Like you can see, I've got a light here. Like I can turn that off and back on. It's going to have lights on it as well. So yeah, lots to come. The stream station is going to be really cool. And once we've got the stream station built up, that's when we can start doing a lot of the other kind of detailed streams. So building the DIY watch, putting together the CR10, the Creality Ender that's on a conveyor belt, the new 3D printer, we could put that on there. We can do some other 3D printing streams because we can push the trolley to the 3D printers. I can show you how we program those, how we make things, maybe make some stuff to give away, that kind of stuff as well. All sorts of fun stuff. Jump Up says, did you go over the prototypes yet? No, I haven't. I haven't gone over the prototypes yet. There's not too much to show you, but a little bit. The door cards look so cool. Yeah, the door cards look amazing. So one of the things I do have to fit to this car is some door cards. Now these basically go inside the car, on the inside of the door. And I had these specially made with the Great Wave of Kanagawa artwork on them. So these will go on the inside of the door. You can see this is this end. This is where the pull handle to open the door from the inside goes. The little circle is where the handle to wind the window goes. Yeah, so they're going to go on the inside of the car, basically on the other side of the door, just like that. I have that artwork on a desk pad as well. Did you get the soldering done for your Dreamcast conversion? No, but I am going to do it tomorrow. So I've actually bought loads of liquid flux and stuff which arrived today, which I can use tomorrow to do it. So it will be done tomorrow, Anarchy. Jordan64 TV, hey man, good to see you. I'm doing very, very well. Glad to see you on stream. Thank you very much for being here, man. How long does it usually take to cut these stands and then put them together? Well, cutting the stands and etching the laser and doing all of that, it takes about 2 hours to do a full sheet of acrylic. The actual screwing it together will take anyone a minute or 2 minutes to do. Like it's just 4 screws that hold it together. So these won't be like fixed up when I send them to you. They'll be a kit and you'll just screw them together. It'll come with the screws and the rods and everything else that you need. Catch up with chat. Oh, I have the DXF layout for mine already. That's what based my whole case around. Yeah, if you need something like that cutting, just let me know, send it over to me and I can do that for you. I think we covered the process. We haven't looked at them as yet. Jump up, no, but they are coming up soon. We'll do those right before the end of the stream. Once this sheet's finished cutting, that's when we're going to start looking at them. Yeah, we're cutting keyboard stands today. You're wearing a schmuck uniform? Yeah, I'm wearing the Salvan hoodie. He was kind enough to send me this a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I've got to rep Salvan. He's a great guy. But yeah, Norit, we're making keyboard stands today. Just these with the PT logo in. Be on sale in a couple of weeks' time. Ahmed the Enigma says, so I don't think anyone has done this yet. But eventually, if and when you get a 600 watt laser, you can maybe start to do personalized weights for keys, maybe in different materials. So I don't dislike that idea, but I don't want to be doing weights for other people's keyboards. If I haven't been involved in the group buy, I'm not going to make weights for other people. What I might be able to do, and what I can do with this laser as well, is I can etch metal. So I did this the other day just as a tester, and I've actually done this for some production parts now as well. So I can etch into metal and put logos on stuff. And you will see in a couple of streams time where I'm going to take a keyboard that has a nice flat bottom on it, and I'm going to laser etch into it through the anodization and make a cool design on there. So that is something we're going to do, absolutely. Thank you, Nori. Yes, we designed them on stream the other day. We did a whole fusion lesson on stream the other day, and we put a lot of thought into them and came up with this idea, this solution. They're a 70-degree angle, really nice and solid. They take a 5 kilogram keyboard really, really well. So yeah, made of 5mm acrylic and aluminium rods that are 10 mil thick. So yeah. I don't mind doing one-offs and stuff for people, Jordan. Like, I don't have a problem doing that. Like, a lot of the plates that I cut for keyboards on here, they are one-offs. They are completely unique and individual. And I'll tend to put 3 or 4 on the same sheet of material at a time. I genuinely don't mind doing that. Like, it's fun and I enjoy doing it. But then again, I don't get paid for this. So I don't get any money or make any income or any profit from running the store at a personal level. I don't take any money out of the business. So, oh, Vestacam time. There we go. I'm not going to say his name, but he's now following. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate that. There we go. Awesome. If you guys want to get your message up on here, you can either follow and it will show that you're following, or you can tweet me at jprototypist. Check out the socials. I'm not going to read that name out on Twitch Live, but thank you very much for that. All you can need to do to tweet me is in here. Just check out that command, look at the bottom one, just tweet at me, and your message, as long as it doesn't have any emojis in it, will appear on the Vesta board. And if I catch it in time, I will display it as it's flicking round. Fairy says, are we still doing the station on stream tonight? Yes, your station is on stream tonight. So if I load up Lightburn, I can show you exactly that. So you'll see on Lightburn here that whilst we've got a load of the stuff cutting in this bottom corner, we have in this top corner cutting, we have your loop station. There it is. So that is going to cut for you. Okay guys, we should be back. We should be back. I apologise for that. I think I tripped and pulled the cable out of the mic wireless go. So the Rode wireless mic that I use uses 2 of these little squares. One plugged into the PC and one here. And I think I pulled the cable out by mistake. It's back. It should be all back. It should be all back. Backside. It's not the battery. Where's the battery? Oh gosh, let's do this then. Okay, we should be back. Let me just tweak the properties on this. I'm not quite sure why you guys are getting all of that background noise. No, it shouldn't be changed to a different tab. I'm not quite sure what it's doing there. It does not like audio intensity, but it doesn't. It's right. It's right. Okay. I'm going to mute it and then I'm going to try and rehab it. Okay, for some reason it will not let me get rid of the audio background noise. But yeah, the noise you can hear in the background is the laser. That's just what the laser sounds like. That's the noise I have to get up from here. So I'm not quite sure why it's picking all of it up all of a sudden. I'll try turning off the mic again and see if I can get it to work. Doesn't look like I can get rid of it. Yeah, I don't have RTX voice, unfortunately. None of the other mics turned on, so it should be okay. None of the other mics have a second tone. It sounds like you're in another room. How weird. How bizarre. How bizarre. I can't make the mic any louder. Like, if I do, it's definitely this mic that it's picking up. I think it's just not realizing that it should be blocking out the noise of the laser. I'm not quite sure why it's doing it. Man, this stream's been so scuffed. Okay, how's that, guys? Can you hear me now? Is that better? Is that better? Oh, the Vesticam's going. No, I can't show you that one. It's an order. It's gone. It should be back now. Like, you should be able to hear me and not the machine. Is that right? No, the wireless transmitter's fine. It's plugged in. It's on charge. Always on charge. The interference is gone. Great. It might just mean I'm a little bit quieter, so you might have to turn it up, and I'll try and speak louder. Let's try that. Okay, good. I'm not using RTX voice though, no, Jordan. I need to have a look at that and see if I can get that plumbed in. I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah, I can't make it any louder, like it's on full volume now, but if I make any tweaks to the game, you guys will hear all of the noise again. So, I mean, I can try and tweak it a little bit. Okay, that might be a little bit better. That might be like a happy medium between you guys hearing the noise in the background and being able to hear me. So I apologize, guys, but we're pretty much there. Anyway, the laser is cutting, so I can show you guys this now. Let me just tweak where the camera's pointing, and I will show you the laser actually cutting. Whoops. Help it if I don't undo the bolts that are holding the cameras together. There you go, you can see the laser actually doing the cutting now. So it's going all the way around the shapes and it's cutting out all of these. This is what it's making. Cutting these out, guys. Close enough. Yeah, close enough. I think it's because it turned off. The system has not realized that it's come back on. It's tweaked the settings slightly. I'm not quite sure why, but sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes it do be like that. I don't know why. I do not know why. Not a problem, Ferris. You are all good. You are all good. MetClicks, thank you so much for the raid, man. Welcome to the stream, people. We are making keyboard stands today. All 17 of you. Thank you so much for being here. Apologies that the sound is dodgy today. It's not the best it could be. But we are making keyboard stands live on stream. This is what we're making. Keyboard stands. Atto Works, thank you so much for the follow, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me see the 610. It's a 620, but there you go. That's the Datsun 620. That's my going to be my workshop truck. Metclicks, I will send you one of these because you're a great guy. I will send you one of these in the next care package I send you over. You can have one of these. You will absolutely get one of these in the next care package. That's a cool bike. I don't have a bike, but thank you very much, Curry Spoon. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much. What I need one of you to do now is to tweet me so I can show you the Vesta board. Don't worry, Atto Works, these are going to be on the site. You'll be able to buy these from prototypist.net at the end of the week. They will be £15, including VAT, £12.50, not including VAT. If you're outside of the UK, they'll just be £12.50. And as you can see, they're cutting right now. But we have a lot of these made, so this is just a small sample of how many we've made today. I need them as I start stacking keeps from your shop. Dude, my store is always open to you. You know that. You know that. The store is always open to you. Someone tweet. Yeah, you should tweet at me. If you guys check in the socials, if anyone has Twitter, you can tweet the Vesta board. You can tweet me at jprototypist, and I can show you the Vesta board. I shouldn't show you that one, but I can show you the Vesta board moving. Let me focus the Vesta board and make it do something a little bit different. Let me make sure it comes up with a pattern, and I can share this with you in a second, and you guys will see how it works. So the Vesta board is basically a messaging board that I have here in the workshop. It tells me when anything happens on the website, and as you can see now, it's updating with a pattern that I've sent through. But if you guys tweet, it will do this, and it will display your tweet. It will display your tweet. So there you go, guys. That's now the pattern that it's displaying. But if someone tweets me, it will display my tweets up on there on the Vesta board. You guys will be able to see that live. Okay, laser going brrrr. It's making things. It's making all of the things, and we're doing really well. That's cool. It's awesome. Do you think you can make it work within the stream? Yeah, if someone tweets at it, it will work within the stream. It will work right now. If someone follows, it occasionally picks it up from Twitch and displays that someone's followed as well. But that takes about 10 minutes usually. But if I can, I will get it to show whoever next tweets it or whatever else. Yeah, unfortunately, I have not streamed long enough on this channel to be able to have subs, but once I have, it will 100% be updated whenever anyone subs on the account, whenever anyone tweets me or anything. This is only my 6th stream, Curry Spoon. I haven't streamed enough off this channel yet to be partnered or to be affiliated or anything else. I am partnered on TopClack, that is where we are partnered, but here on Prototypist, where I do workshop streams, not as yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, the laser's moved. The laser's moved. Where's it cutting now? Need to adjust the camera. Ugh. Need to undo that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see it from a little bit more distance. Show you guys the whole of the laser bed. There we go. So this is where it's making the loop station for Ferris in chat. Atto Works says, when I get my stream up and going, so I will show you my 510. Dude, I've got a 510, I've got a 240, and I've also got a Nissan P130 that's on its way from Malaysia as well. So yeah. Soon to be 2 partner channels. Dude, I'm a long way from partnership on this channel. I'm not even at affiliate status yet. You can't even sub to me yet, right? That's how far. I've got a lot of work to do before I get to that stage. But yeah, this is making the part for Ferris. So it does whatever the laser thinks is the most optimal path around the parts, but it always cuts the internal parts out first. So it always cuts, for example, the switch cutouts on a loop station, or it always cuts the screw holes on these. It will always cut these screw holes at the top first. And that's mainly because when you cut the part around the outside, because the workpiece is propped up, it could drop at an angle. And then if it cuts apart, or it etches, or it cuts something out, it's not going to cut it square. So it always does the internal parts first, and then it does the outline afterwards. It's very, very clever software. How long has your Top Pack channel been going? About 4 years now, maybe just over 4 years. It's exciting to watch your product being made, right? Dude, I love doing this. And I love being able to share with you guys and Ferris and anyone else who I make stuff. that I'm making their thing, they want. And it's pretty cool that you get to see it, right? It's pretty cool that I get to share this with you. But yeah, Make Clicks, we've been streaming for about 4 years on TokPack. I've been on the TokPack channel for just over 2 and a bit. I'm the second longest co-host on TokPack, Brian being the first, and Hugh being the third, and then Bektor, who was there in the really early days, being the fourth. So yeah. In for the grind, 100%. It's the epitome of a bespoke product. Absolutely, Gio. You guys get to see me make your bespoke products live on stream, right? It's so cool. This is really cool. This is the coffee and chill. Yeah, I finished my coffee, but I did have a coffee earlier on. I do usually have a coffee while I'm streaming. Miss Bektor. Bektor is a legend. He's such a good guy. Like, I've only done 1 stream with him ever, and he's a really nice guy. I love him a lot. I've got a lot of time for him. Okay, just gone 10 o'clock. I think we've been streaming for about 90 minutes over 3 streams because we had to stop and start, but yeah. I ate my fish and baked potato watching the laser cutter do its thing. Man, I love fish. Fish sounds really good. I had chili for tea tonight, chili. My wife made a huge batch of chili yesterday. It was delicious, and I had some for tea tonight. She was working late. Oh, the vestibule's going. There you go. Atto Works is now following. Thank you for the support. There we go, Atto Works. Thank you so much, man. There is your name, immortalized up on the stream. It does pick up the Twitch follows, but because I'm not partnered or affiliated, the API that I can use is really delayed, like really delayed. So unfortunately, it does take a while before it displays up. But there we go. It's so cool. Guys, you should watch my Insta stories because you see my Insta stories every day, how loud it is. It just makes such a cool... I don't know what the audible version of tactile is, but whatever the hearing equivalent is of tactile feel, that's what that board gives me, and I love it. I love it. I wish we had chip shops in the US like in the UK. Dude, fish and chips is amazing. We have it like once a month. Every month we have fish and chips at least once. It's great. Okay, so just looking back into the Lightburn, guys, I will show you where we're up to. So you can see here that we're still doing this this lube station. This lube station you can see here at the pink with all of the tiny switch connects. That's where we're cutting at the moment. We're cutting the bottom 2 layers of that at the moment, and then it's going to flip around. Bear in mind we have got a lot of cutting left to do, and I can't go home until it's finished this whole sheet. We might finish the stream before it's finished the sheet, but that's the whole thing that we're cutting out right now. So there's another hour or so at least of it left. What are we making, Jay? Rabbit Sensei, we are making lube station. Well, at the minute we're cutting a lube station, but we're actually making today these keyboard stands, which are pretty damn cool. These are really, really cool. Yeah, I'm here till midnight every night anyway. I'm always here till late. So at the moment it's just making a lube station. This is a one-off lube station for a customer who requested it because they are amazing and they're a great person. And I was really, really happy to make them something custom for them. So that's what it's making this top corner, but it's actually going to be making more of these keyboard stands. That's what we're going to make. These are going to be £15 each if you're in the UK. If you're outside of the UK, then they're going to be £12.50 plus postage. And they will support up to 5 kilograms of keyboard. 5 kilograms of keyboard is what it will support. And I can show you doing that just here. So here I have a stainless steel J02, and there you go. You can see it is supporting that all on its own. I'm just holding onto the bars at the back. 5 kilograms of keyboard, God, that's really heavy, just on the keyboard stand as it goes. So yeah, this is going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. That's a commission, Joe, too. I shouldn't really be showing that on the screen. It's yeah, it's a very, very, very expensive commission. I should not be showing that on stream, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I do have some other things I want to share with you guys as well. So a couple of people earlier on, including Jampot, were asking about have I shown off any of the prototypes yet, and I haven't. But let's flip over to the other camera. You guys can still see the laser in the top corner, because I do want to show you guys some prototypes. So I briefly showed this one on stream the other day. but this is something that we've been working on for a while with Socialite, and this is going to be the Argyle. How cool is this? This is the Argyle. In these windows on the sides, this is where you're going to have all of the through-hole components. But look at this color. Look how cool this color came out. Like, this color is just absolutely fantastic. It's lodestone orange. In fact, it's showing really bright because I've got the bright light on it. But if I do this, here you go, guys. This is what this color looks like. This is the Argyle. You can see we've got this cool logo on the base. And then you're going to have the PCB under here, 60%. And then these windows on the side, these are going to have all the through-hole components that you could possibly want to see on each side, as well as LEDs to light them up and all sorts of stuff. You can absolutely infill the back if you want. It's not a service we'll be offering on the store, but it's absolutely something you can do. These are very, very nicely etched in so that you can 100% infill those if you want. Super nice engraving. This color's so good as well. This is a lodestone orange. And it's really, really nice. But yeah, this is the Argyle, and you guys are going to be able to see this for sale relatively soon. We're just doing a few more bits and pieces to it, and relatively soon this will be on sale. We're going to group buy pretty soon. As well as that, I do have one other prototype to show as well. Now this, I haven't really shared everything with the designer on this one as yet, but this is a small factor, form factor, 40% with wing keyless blockers, and this is in pink. Hold on, colors might show better. This is in pink, and this is called the Whiskey. How cute is that, guys? Look at that. Look at that. The Whiskey 40% PC plate, solid brass weight. This is over 2.5 kilograms just on its own. It's super duper heavy. This plate is polycarbonate plate, solid brass weight. Watch out for that one soon as well, guys. Okay, and that's it for prototypes. Those are the two I wanted to share with you guys. Keep an eye out soon, and tell Breggerly that I've been showing his board up on stream. Okay, so you can see now, guys, that we're laser cutting further up in the lube station. We're just doing the final couple of layers in the lube station. I'm not sure where the laser is going to go after that because it has got the whole sheet to cut, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's catch up with chat. Sign me up. Yes, I need the Argyle. Will that colour be offered at group buy? We're tempted to offer that colour, Jumper. Yeah, we're tempted to offer that. Lodestone orange is really nice. It's such a good colour. Might offer it. It depends on whether Socialite likes it when he sees the prototype in person. That's a pretty keyboard, but absolutely. Stop. I want one for Cambuke. Yeah, well, maybe. If it comes in Winky, I'm buying one for sure. That depends on the designer, Jumper. I'm not the designer. I'm just the facilitator. I pay for the prototypes, basically. Yeah, help them. I like to help people make stuff. So if someone comes to me with a great idea, a really good idea that I really like, I will happily help them pay for prototypes and things like that. Whether they run the group buy through me or not, or whether they do anything else, is completely irrelevant. If I can help someone make a prototype that I think is a really cool project, I absolutely will. It's from the GMK Alpine Duke? Yeah, it is. It is from the GMK Alpine Duke. He's a really nice guy. GS says, did you finally get the truck light sorted? No, I'm waiting for the next door neighbours. So through the other unit next door, they're an auto electrician company. They're going to be doing the headlights on the truck for me. It's probably a little bit more complex than I have time to learn to understand. I could do it, but we're upgrading them to LED headlights, and we're also having, because there's 4 lights on the front of the truck, and we're having 2 of them be dipped beams and 2 of them be full beams, and a switch that will take it between the 2. I'm not quite certain that I'm good enough to wire that, but yeah, the auto electrician guys next door, they know exactly what they're doing. We're just waiting for a slot of time that they have free to be able to do it. What's the expected mounting for the first board, for the first prototype? It's top mount, so the Argyle is top mount. You can check out the interest check on Geekhack. All you need to do is search Argyle keyboard, and it will show you on to Geekhack, and it will take you to the page. Just Google that, it will take you right there, and you'll be able to see it. Get a 3-way which switch you can have both enabled. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-way switch with, and one setting will be off, one setting will be the dipped beams, and one setting will be the full beams. I think that's how it's going to be. When do you think the car behind you will be on the road? Hopefully in the summer. The plan is to get this on the road in the summer. That will be my daily driver. This is going to be the car that I'm going to drive every single day. And then I'm going to let the wife have the Mazda that I drive daily at the minute, the Mazda 5 that I just bought a couple of weeks ago. See you later, MetClicks. Thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate your time. I hope you had a great stream earlier on. And thank you so much for the raid, man. So much for the raid. Yeah, so the prototype build stream, the Argyle's actually changed quite a lot since then. We've changed a whole lot about how it works. MetClicks, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you do, man. Thank you so much. The Argyle's gone through a load of revisions since then. So yeah, really, really excited to be able to show off the latest version on the stream soon. It's probably going to be on Prototyper's channel, given it's a Prototyper's product. I'm probably going to stream the build stream on here once we've got all of the parts sorted, just waiting out for some bits. And I'm also going to be making the actual, just the glass screens, I'm going to be making those and the laser on a stream in the near future as well. But yeah, Argyle is really cool, and I can't wait for that to get into group fight. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so you can see we're almost finished cutting out of the lube station now. I'm not sure if it's going to do the outline of the lube station or if it'll carry on doing other things across the board. I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but it should finish up the switch cutouts going from the right to the left across the screen now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think there's a fair bit of cutting left to do still. Yeah, the top rack's reinstalled on the car. It's got the roof rack up here now. Yeah. See if I can zoom in and show you. There you go, there's the roof rack. But yeah, I'm going to have a few streams where we do stuff on the car as well coming soon. The first one's going to actually be me putting CarPlay into the Mazda. It's going to be a really, really fun little thing that I'm going to do. Jay, could I possibly yoink a couple of the little cutouts from the switch slots? Could do with something to hold up the half of the Q-frequency PCBs when I'm soldering the controls. Of course, I will absolutely do that. I will 100% send you some of those. Can I nominate Blueberry as the car name in honor of Psych? Yeah, I like to name cars, but I don't like to name them until I've driven them a little bit. And I've driven this around the yard twice, and that's it. That's all I've driven it, about 600 yards in total. So yeah, maybe soon. Zanzuro, thank you very much for being here. Hey man, good to see you. It's going well. We're laser putting some stuff on the laser cutter today, and enjoying the stream. My macro pad kept tilting today, and it was a royal pain in the bum. I can imagine it was. I will absolutely send you some. Zanzuro, thank you so much for the follow, man. Thank you so much. There's a heart. Well, it's supposed to be a heart. It is a heart. Assume it's a heart. And hopefully we'll see your name come up on the Vesta board in a minute. Hopefully your name will display just as Atto Works did in a minute. We'll see if that comes through. We'll see if that comes through. CX-5 will be for the wife on trips when Blueberry is on the road. You're trying to make Blueberry a thing, man. It's not a thing yet. But yes, the CX-5 is going to be for the wife. It's going to replace her daily driver, and she's going to drive it most days whenever she needs to go to the office or whatever else. I'm going to drive this or the Datsun, the other Datsun, the orange Datsun, depending on what the weather's doing, and those will be my daily drivers. I've also got the Nissan P130 coming as well, which is the 1965 car, and that will be kind of like a third car for me to drive around as well. And then we're going to get the track car back on the road as well. That's going to happen in the late summer. We're going to get the track car that's in the far corner back on the road and see how that goes too. 2 cars for salesman. Well, I'm actually going to give away the car that the wife drives. So my good friend James AKB, who does a lot of my CAD design, I'm going to give him the car that my wife drives. I'm just going to let him have that. And then I'm going to sell Pete the green pickup truck, which is actually outside here. Pete's a she. She's parked just outside the gates here, so she's just outside. Yeah. The car isn't worth a lot of money, I'll be honest. It was the first car I ever bought brand new. SJ does things. Thank you so much for the follow, man. Thank you. There's a heart for you. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that, man. So yeah, so the car isn't worth much. It was the first car I bought brand new. Not the first car I bought, but the first car I bought brand new. And that was back in 2012, I think. So I've had it a long time. I'm going to just give it to James, and he can get some use out of it for a few years. Does the house have 2 garage spots? It has a double garage and it has a drive that I can fit 4 cars on. So theoretically, I can have 6 cars at home. Theoretically. We will be able to sub soon. And once I have passed all of the requirements to meet affiliate status, yes, you will be able to sub. I don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully it will be this month, but I think I've hit almost all of the targets for it. I can probably take a look and tell you. Let me take a look. Let me tell you what I need to do. Yeah, so I need to reach 50 followers, which I've done. We've met 50 followers. We've got a few more than that now. I need to stream for 8 hours in a 30-day window, and we've done that as well, because we've done 9.3 hours before this stream had even started. I need to stream on 7 different days. This is day 6 out of 7, so I need to stream on 7 different days. And I need to stream an average of 3 viewers, and we're averaging just under 40 viewers per one. So yeah, so absolutely we will be able to, you will be able to sub eventually when we get there. Salvin, thank you so much for the follow, man. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. I hope you like what you see. I hope you like what you see. I need to be afraid. What have you got to be afraid about, man? Like, I literally come to you asking for advice for all sorts of things. But I'm repping the Salvin brand here, so be happy, man. Be happy. I think you wore that yesterday. I did. I had this on yesterday, and I'm wearing it today as well. Yeah. Yeah. I had it on 2 days on the trot. That's fine. That's not an issue. Oh, Vesterboard is going. Let's look that up. There you go. SJ Does Things is now following. Thank you so much for the support, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, SJ. But there you go. That's the Vesterboard working. Dude, this hoodie lives at the workshop, and I live in this hoodie when I'm at the workshop and it's cold. It's what temperature is it? It's 12 degrees Celsius in here right now, so it's pretty cold. It's almost, you'd be able to see my breath cold, but with the hoodie, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. It's super warm hoodies. I just need a grey one now, Salvin. If you ever make any grey ones, let me know, because I will definitely buy one of those off you. Nothing wrong with wearing a jumper 2 days on the trot. I think that's completely acceptable. As long as I change the t-shirt underneath, right? That's the trick. Okay, so Fairis, there you go. Your loop station is cut. But we can't take it out of the laser cutter until the rest of the material is cut. There's going to be a little bit more time. It's going to be a little bit more time before everything's cut and ready to go. So it says 12 degrees is t-shirt weather for me now. I'm too used to going in the fridge and freezer at work. When I was younger, I used to be the same. I didn't feel the cold, and then I got to about 35, and now I feel the cold. It's like an age thing. I suspect that if Gio is still listening, Gio will be able to confirm that as you get older, you start to feel the cold a little bit more. But I'm very warm-blooded, so I've always got warm hands. I never have cold hands. I never have cold feet. And I don't really ever need anything more than a hoodie, no matter what the temperature. Even if it's like -2, I still wear just a hoodie and a t-shirt, and I'm comfortable with that. But yeah, as you get older, you start to feel the cold more, especially when you're ill. Like that's usually how I know I'm getting ill, when I can feel the cold. Yeah, I'm old for the keyboard community. I know. I'm much on the higher end of the age spectrum in the keyboard community. I'm well aware of that. Well aware. I feel it when I'm sick big time. Yeah, that's how I know I'm getting sick, when I feel the cold. That's how I know I'm sick. But yeah, I'm the same. I'm usually very warm. Like, my hands are always warm. My hands aren't cold now, and my sleeves are rolled up. But yeah. Okay, guys. So you can see that the lathe actually doing a little bit more of the cutting out of the actual, just up here. It's cutting out the keyboard stands themselves. Now it's done a couple over at this side. It's done the loop station, and then it just needs to work its way forwards now. It's got a fair bit of cutting left to do. Quite a lot of cutting left to do. Hopefully it won't take too long. There you go. Nice little tactile drop there for that as it finished cutting it out. I have crap circulation, so my feet are usually ice cubes. See, I don't. I'm lucky in that respect. My feet are always warm. My hands are always warm. I don't really ever feel overly cold. Even in the middle of winter, just a hoodie and a t-shirt is enough for me usually. But it's not cheap to heat this place, so I don't heat it up. I don't put the heating on here ever. If it's really, really cold, I have like a little area heater that just heats up where I am that I can put my hands on, but I very rarely use it. Silhouette, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. I wish I could do hearts better with my hands. I need to learn how to do it. There you go. That's probably the best I can do. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Forrest Kokai as well. Thank you so much for the follow too. Forrest, I really, really appreciate everyone who follows. It's so nice of you guys to do so. Thank you so much. I really, really don't deserve you guys following me. Like, all I'm doing is just waiting for a laser to go around the machine and showing you guys it and chatting crap. That's all I do. Okay. Just a reminder, guys, this is what we're making today. Keyboard stands with the Prototypist logo on. How cool are these? The Vestaboard is updating. There we go. Oh, I can't show you that one. It's a sale. I can't show you that one. That's a sale through the website. I'm not supposed to show you those ones. But if if anyone follows or if anyone tweets me, if you tweet me, guys, if you want to see something come up on the Vestaboard, all you need to do is tweet me. I'm just going to put something a little bit more generic up there now. So I'll let you guys see this as it does it. As soon as it starts to change, I'll bring this back up. It'll only take a second. I'll start moving again. I can share it again. But yeah, if you guys want to tweet me, your message will show on the Vestaboard. It might take a few minutes for the API to come through, but it absolutely will do. There you go. My loop station I just ordered on the Vestaboard. Was that you? Ah, was that you? Well, here you go, guys. This is what it does. This is how it works. And we can go from this to something a little bit more interesting. So we can go from a pattern, and in a second it's going to show you a nice little message as well. So we'll see that come through in a second. But this is so much fun. I love this thing. Like, it updates every time we get a sale, when I get an email, all sorts of other things as well. It's really good fun. There you go. The beauty was always there, but the moments of true awareness were rare. Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall was the lady with the gorillas, right? Is that who she was? Or the apes or chimpanzees? I can't remember. But yeah, there you go. Salvin, you are 100% correct. The board is super cool and I love it. It was £2,500 plus shipping. It's about $3,000 or 3,000 euros. It was very expensive, but it was worth every penny because I've got loads of automations that do so many different things for it. It's really, really cool. It's really, really fun. It was very much a splurge and I probably shouldn't have bought it, but I'm super happy with it. It's so cool. It's so much fun. She's the one who spent time with the chimps. I thought so. I thought it was something like that, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah, like she was really close with the chimps and things. Yeah, Mike at Novel Keys, he's bought one as well. So there we go. No, there's no monthly fees, Salvin. It's just all through if this, then that, and a few other automations. There's no monthly fees. It shows me when there's sales on the website. It shows me when I get a new email. It shows when someone subscribes on, someone tweets me on Twitter. It shows when someone follows on here occasionally. The Twitch API isn't the greatest, I'll be honest. So you can't pull everything out of it, and it only works on half the stuff. But it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So there's no monthly fee for the automation, it's just the cost of the board, and you can program all of the automations yourself. There's even a full API that's opened up, so you can actually program it. You don't have to use if this then that or any of the other apps that do that. You can actually use your own code and make it do whatever you want and display whatever you want. And you can also just type a message and send a message to it whenever you like as well. So I can quite easily just send a message over to it that I've typed, which is going to do it in a second. There we go. I hope you guys can hear the noise of it as well because it makes such a great noise. It is really fun. There you go. Am I perfect? No. But am I striving to be a better person every day? Also no. Lightning keyboards. Hey man, good to see you, dude. Pew pew lasers. Lasers are going pew pew, or brrrr as it might be. There we go. Is it morning in the US? No, it's afternoon. You love the board? I do too. Thank you so much as well for the follow, Lightning. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. The Vesta board is amazing. It's such a good tool to have. I love it. It just updates me. Whenever there's a sale, I know that there's a job I need to do, and it lets me know audio and visually, audibly and visually, in the workshop that I have to go and do something. I also have it linked up to my calendar as well. So during the day, if I have meetings, it gives me a 5-minute warning that I need to go to a meeting. It tells me the weather when I arrive on a morning. It says, this is what the weather is going to do today. And now I need one in my kitchen to do the same thing at home. That's the plan, I think. I'm going to have one in the kitchen at home, if I can convince the wife to let me do that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so see, it's cutting still some more stands here, guys, at the bottom. It's probably about a third of the way through the cutting now, so hopefully it's not going to take too long. Okay, Vestacam again. Geo tweeting me says the Handabate board. Yeah, we can make it look like Handabate a little bit. Here we go. It'll look like Handabite in a second, or Handabite. Oh, bless me, I apologise. That snuck up on me. I wasn't expecting that. There you go. It's now going to change. It was when you tweeted. Oh, right, I thought you wanted me to put it back to the Handabite colours. There you go. There you go. It's now back to the Handabite colours. Thank you, Ferris. Thank you very much for the bless you. I think it's just dust in the air that got me then. Just got right up my nose and tip of my nose. I hope you've bought Handabite, Gio. I hope you've bought it. I'd like to see. I'd like to see it on one of your boards. I'd make it all purple by tweet if I could. I haven't worked out how you can tweet it to do the colours. I'm not sure how you do that. Theoretically, I could. So like, there's an option for me to type stuff in. So there's like a part of the app where I can just type stuff in. I'm pretty sure I could get it to just do colours. Let me see if I can make it all purple. Just for Geo, like make it all purple just for Geo. You did not. You should buy it, Geo. You should buy it. If I make all this whole board purple for you, you have to buy Handabite. That's the deal, right? I think chat should tell Geo that if this board all goes purple, he has to buy Handabite. That's the rules. Just because we're making it purple for him, he has to buy the whole set. Handabite is like the definitive. There you go, Geo. It's all purple. That means that you have to buy GMK Handabite. You have to buy it. There we go. Okay, so you can see the laser's now cutting out more of the screw holes. These little holes where the screws go, that's what it's cutting out now. And once it's cut out more of these, then it'll start to cut out the edges as well. You can see it's actually cutting an edge out now. But yeah, putting out more of the screw holes, making sure it's all prepped, doing those inside bits there first. Hey, Handabite has an international kit as well. If you like UK ISO or German ISO or whichever version of ISO you use, you should buy Handabite to support that international kit. It has a lot of history in the community, a lot of history in the hobby. You should buy it and support that. If I worked at the Fisher Price office, I would buy it for the office keyboard. Absolutely, man. Why not? I have the set. I don't have it on a board right now, but I do have the round one set. It's not on a board though. Okay. Whilst this is going, I'm going to show you the material that I'm going to make some more of these keyboard stands in as well. I was going to do this tonight, but I think we're probably going to time out. So the other material that I want to use is this material right here. And I'm going to make some out of this in the near future. Maybe on stream, maybe not. But this is another color that I think a lot of people will appreciate. And I'm going to do both lube stations and other bits in it as well. And this is shiny black. Shiny black. That's what we're going to be going for. So we're going to make some shiny black lube stations and stands as well in the near future. No, the deep green is going to be used for something else. So the deep green actually is really, really close to the prototypist green logo that we have. So I'm going to remake the sign that's in the office and do it a little bit better. Now that I've got the laser configured significantly better than I did back in November when I made the sign, I'm going to remake the sign doing that. Zambuman, thank you so much for the follow, man. Zambu, hey man, good to see you, dude. Thank you so much for that follow. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, so we're going to do some black. It's slightly transparent. It looks fully opaque on the screen because we've got the rear backing on it, but it is slightly transparent. It's like ever so slightly transparent. I'm not quite sure it's going to show up on stream, but it is ever so slightly transparent. But yeah, that's what we're going to do next. And I've got quite a lot of that black material, so we're going to do quite a few different bits and pieces in it. But yeah, Zemberman, thank you so much for the follow, man. I didn't know you were even watching. Asian JC as well, thank you so much for the follow, guys. I appreciate every single one of you following. I really don't deserve it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Geeky says, ooh, nice. Yeah, ooh, nice. Yeah, I've got more colours coming as well, guys. We're never going to rerun a colour as well. If we make something in one colour, we're probably not going to reuse that colour for something else. It's probably going to be very specific to the products we make. The real exception to that is anything that's clear. When we make something the clear acrylic, well, we're going to use that for a lot of stuff because the clear acrylic is a lot cheaper than the coloured acrylic. But yeah, it's going to be fun. One of my favourite bits on this is when it's laser cut something and the part just drops. Oh, vestiboard is going. Let's have a look on the vestiboard. Let's see what's going to get displayed here. Salvan CNC is now following. Thank you so much for the support. Salvan, there you go, good sir. You are immortalised on the screen. And now it's updating. It's updating. Zambamon, as well, you are now immortalised up on the vestiboard. Thank you so much for the follow, Zambu. I really, really appreciate that, man. And there you go, you're immortalised up on the vestiboard. You're going to run out of colours the rate you're going through? No, I have a list of about 40 colours in order that I want to use. So yeah, and the orders, every time I order some plastic, it's getting a bigger and bigger order as well because we do so many different things now. I hope they bring out thicker versions of the pastel acrylic sometimes. Would be nice. Yes, so I do know that they will have some thicker versions of that in later on this year. The pastel, at the minute there's a bit of a plastic supply issue to the UK because of Brexit and all sorts of other things as well. A lot of materials are actually going higher in price because it's really hard to find home. In the US, you can't even buy plywood anymore. So standard plywood that they use for construction, you just can't buy it. It's ridiculously expensive because there's a shortage of it all. Here in the UK, we're being impacted by aluminium prices, copper prices, and plastic prices. Like, they've just gone through the roof. So a lot of my suppliers can't buy a supply that they can sell at a reasonable cost. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, like, interestingly, the wood, the plywood that I use for, you might remember we made this jig the other day. This used to be, for this size, it used to be about £1.50 a sheet. And I've got a lot of this stuff stored up for £1.50 a sheet. I've got about £300 worth of this stored up at £1.50 a sheet. If I want to buy the same sheet now, it's like £4 odd. It's tripled in price. It's triple the price that it was. It's absolutely nuts. It's triple the price that it was. And it's just 6mm plywood. It's nothing special. It's 6mm plywood. But yeah, prices are going nuts, guys. Metal prices are a global issue. Yeah, I know it's a global issue. Yeah. Prices are up to 30% or 40% on alu and more on copper and brass. Yeah, 25% is the difference I've noticed here on aluminium and raw stuff like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Faris, you know where I buy it from. You keep an eye on that site. You let me know if it's there, and we'll make it for you. We'll do that. That's not a problem at all. Gio says, read an article last week that the average price of a building a standard home in the US is $36K more just on wood increases alone. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's 3 times the cost that it used to be, and it's only 2.5 months, 3 months since I bought that plywood. Like, it's not a long time ago at all. Yeah, it's just really, really expensive. Really expensive. Everything is just going up in price right now, and it's kind of nuts. And but it's going to impact a lot of things, because things that are being made and sold now, the prices are going to go up, and it's only going to be next year when you buy them in like general public. I don't mean through like the keyboard hobby, but when you buy them this time next year, that's when you're going to get impacted by the price increase. But salaries aren't going to cover it. Things like that aren't going to happen. House prices are going to go up. It's going to be a real interesting thing. I think it's a couple of things. It's a bit of a perfect storm of a few things. It's one, that people want more and more product, and they can't keep up with the demand of making the product. And at the same time, we've just been through COVID, which has meant that a lot of manufacturing, a lot of production of these raw materials has slowed right down to a crawl. So it's kind of like a perfect storm of things happening all at once. Then on top of that, you've got all of the shipping issues worldwide, and like the cost of a container from China. I used to pay £2,500 for a 20-foot by 20-foot by 8-foot container from China to the UK. £2,500. That same container, if I got it shipped today, would be nearly £40,000. Like, it's just nuts. Like, the cost of shipping stuff has risen dramatically in the past 6 months, and it's got to the point where I'm just shipping stuff by train now, because it's the only way I can keep the prices down. But yeah, from £2,500 to £40,000 in the space of 6 months. That's the cost of shipping one container from China to the UK. Wood is also because some people have a lot of more disposable income from not traveling. Pubs, etc., have been doing renovations. Yeah, like a lot of people have been using a lot of raw materials as well. Yeah. Stop the world. I want to get off. Hey man, you don't want the world to just stop dead. Depending on where you are, depending on whether you're at the North Pole or on the equator, and if the world just stopped spinning dead, you'll be flung forward in the direction the Earth is spinning, between about 60 miles an hour at the North Pole, if you're just a couple of feet away from the North Pole, or if you're on the equator, about 1,300 miles per hour. Neither of those is a good thing. Neither of those is a good thing. The Vesta board is updating. Let's see what we've got coming through. Oh, can't show you that one, it's a sale. Leaving the EU is always going to suck. Coronavirus has just made it 100 times worse. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I think that leaving the EU was 100% a bad thing for the UK. I was very against that at a personal level, and a business level, and a financial level. I don't know how much worse coronavirus has made it. A lot of where we are would be in a very similar position irrespective of coronavirus. I think we still have problems with the shipping. I think we still have problems with fishing rights. I think we still have problems with what laws we carry over and what we don't. I think we still have a lot of problems with trade agreements. I don't know how much of an impact that's had. I really don't. But I think it has had some negative impact on stuff. And of course, there's all of the other kind of product-related stuff that's delayed and caused problems with because of COVID as well. And financial stuff as well for people, because people are going to have less money now because they haven't been able to work in general as much. So the average person, or the average collective group of people, is going to have less money now than they did. It's not good. It's not good. Brexit leaves a real sour taste in my mouth since I was only just too young to vote. Now it's directly impacting me negatively. Yeah, I could vote. I was lucky enough to be of an age to vote. I did vote, and it still happened. So, yeah, these things happen, unfortunately. But Brexit is what Brexit is, and there's nothing we can do to change it right now, apart from maybe move to Scotland when Scotland leave the UK and join the EU again. Maybe that's what we need to do. Everyone just moves to Scotland. Because I'll be honest, if that happens, I will move to Scotland. If Scotland leave the UK and they rejoin the EU, I will probably move to Scotland. That's probably what will happen. Prototypists will relocate across the border into Scotland. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. My partner is Finnish. It's just made immigration for either of us a lot harder. Yeah, I can imagine that really does suck. I haven't really looked at what's changed with immigration laws, but I can imagine that that is not a good thing. Tax at the moment is insane. Well, taxes here in the UK have not changed. So that's a thing you need to remember. The taxes here in the UK have not changed. VAT is still 20%, corporation tax and everything else is still the same. So that hasn't changed. The only thing that did change was that VAT dropped slightly during the Eat Out to Help Out phase in the UK, where it went from 20% down to 5% to help the the food industry and the entertainment industry keep going for a little bit longer. But everything's back at 20% now. The plan is likely to leave the UK since I don't have my interests as someone with a disability in mind. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Ferris. I really am genuinely sorry to hear that. But you have to do what's right for you, right? You have to do and go where the right place for you to go is. Cianthia says, I'm in the EU, but since my company is global, I'm currently working for our UK branch to help with customs. So not being in the UK didn't help. Oh man, that sounds like that's a really tough position to be in. I know myself how difficult it was to ship things outside of the UK to the EU, and I had maybe 2,500 packages stocked up that I couldn't ship for a long time, and it took 3.5 months before I could ship anything. It was really, really struggling. I can't move to Scotland. I'm a southerner. I'd freeze to death. Oh man, you'd cope. You'd cope. Good Guy Insta says the minimum order for a lot of vendors outside of the UK is 130. Okay, so let me be clear on this. When Brexit happened, the UK did bring in a new rule, which means if you are a company outside of the UK, so this is any company anywhere in the world outside of the UK, you have to be registered with the UK tax authorities and charge VAT for any order under 135 British pounds in value, which is about 150 euros, or it's about $190 or whatever else you want to convert it to. It's about 135 pounds of value. If the product is worth 135 pounds or less, the company has to charge the customer VAT as though the customer is buying something from the UK, and then they have to pay that quarterly to the UK VAT controllers at HMRC. Okay, that's what they have to do. If they don't do that, the packages may be returned, destroyed, or the company may be fined. If it's above £135, you would still pay import fees on things that come into the country, as you always have done. Now here's the kicker. That happened at the time that Brexit happened, but that was not a UK decision, it was not a UK rule. It was actually an EU proposition and an EU rule that we just happened to implement at the time we had Brexit. The EU folks that were in charge in Brussels or wherever they are, they decided to delay that. So on the 1st of July, any company outside of the EU has to do exactly the same. They have to register in the EU countries, the representative states of the EU. You have to register there, and you have to pay tax and VAT and collect VAT from the customer to the EU Corporation Tax Association, or whatever else it's called, but basically the HMRC version of in the EU, you have to pay your taxes there as well. So I'm going through the process right now to register my company, Prototype This, in the EU for orders under 150 euros, I think it is. So, there we go. It is kind of nuts. I'm not sure what the IOSS is, Cianthia. I'm only going by what I've been talked through with my accountant. But yeah, it's so I have to register in the EU if I want to sell products to the EU customers and send them over there. That's just what I have to do. That's why I'm going through the process at the moment. I'm not sure what IOSS is, but if you know anything about it, Cianthia, please do DM me, because I'm always interested to learn new things. But it is not just a UK rule. It was an EU rule that the UK happened to implement when the EU delayed it, and we didn't. Simple as that. Ferry Nyan says, what are you making? Today we are making keyboard stands, as I'm just showing here. This is with the Prototypist logo on. This is what they look like. They hold about 5 kilograms in weight, and this is what we're making. As well as that, we're also making a lube station for one of our customers who's in stream, Ferris. She wanted the lube station in this lovely green glass-like material that we're cutting today. So we're making one for her as well. So we've already cut a lot of these. We've got a lot of these already cut. And these are going to be £15 each. They're going to be on the store later on this week, £15 each, or if you pay VAT in the UK, or about £12.50 if you're outside of the UK, but will cost. So yeah, you can just see the laser just in the far corner is just still cutting. It will make its way this way shortly, and you'll be able to see a little bit more up close what it's doing specifically. good for consumers, I guess, once everyone registers. I think the issue is a lot of companies are choosing not to register, so you can't actually buy from a lot of companies. It's just one of those things. Fairy Nyan, thank you so much for the follow. There's a heart for you. Thank you so much for that follow. I really, really appreciate that. It's so kind of you to follow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hopefully, it will update you on the Vesta cam shortly. We will see you update on the Vesta board. Let's show the Vesta board flicking through to something just now. The Vesta board is our notification board here in the workshop, and this is what it does. It flicks through and shows colors and text and different things. And if you tweet me, and you can tweet me at jprototypist. If you do ! socials in chat right now, you'll be able to pick that up. If you tweet me, it will display on this board as well, as long as you don't use any emoji. As long as you don't use any emoji, you'll be able to display a message on that board, and you can tweet me. Anyone can tweet me anytime. It will display it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So please feel free to send me a message whenever you like. I think it was on the other day I tweeted hoping you had a nice day. Thank you. I've had so many nice messages. I get some nice messages during the day just saying, hope you're having a great day, happy Monday, whatever. It's so nice. Like, it just makes my day when I see it go around. It makes me so happy. So thank you very much for anyone who sends a nice little message like that. I might be wrong, but on the government website it says you don't need to pay VAT when importing items under £135. Yes, you shouldn't need to pay VAT when you're importing under £135 because the vendor at the other end should already have charged it for you. So the lower limit now, so it used to be that anything under £30 didn't have to pay VAT or duty on. And I suspect what you're reading there is duty, not VAT. VAT and duty are two different things. But yeah, it used to be that if you were under £30 or in value or close to that, there was no VAT due and no duty due. Now that lower limit is £1. Anything with a value of £1 or more has to pay VAT on import, and anything over £135 has to pay duty. Now VAT and duty are two different taxes. VAT is a value add tax, which means that you pay an additional amount depending on the value of the product. Duty is what you have to pay, which is depending on the product type, a certain tax is applied, which can be anywhere between 0% and 20%, depending on what the product is. So for rubber products, for example, it's about 17%. For plastics, it's about 2%. Vesta can go brrrr. There we go. Fairy Nyan, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. I skipped VAT on my red pandas from Bolsa. Now what's happening at the minute is a lot of stuff's just getting through. Some vendors are not registered for VAT, they're not charging VAT, and it's just happening to get through border control at customs. If that happens to you, you're really lucky, but please do expect to pay your taxes and expect to be able to pay them through the vendors, because if not, the actual rules say that they will either destroy the package, return it, or fine the vendor that shipped it. So that's what we just need to bear in mind. Yeah. A lot of companies aren't aware of this. A lot of companies in the US, for example, just aren't aware of this whole rule. Novelkeys, I know, they've already accepted all of the stuff, they've sorted it all out, but a lot of the other vendors over there, they haven't. And that could be within the keyboard hobby or outside of the keyboard hobby. They just haven't been aware that that's something they have to do. So just be aware of it. A lot of stuff is slipping under the radar. Yes, you're right, Thrax. Oh, sorry, you said something different. I saw it slip through. But yeah, a lot of stuff is slipping under the radar and it's getting through. But the rules state that it could be destroyed or returned. So I'm expecting the rules to get stricter and stricter over the next few months, and we'll see how that pans out. Duty sucks. I got a slip through the door asking for money before they give me the parcel. It happens, man. But you have to pay your taxes, dude. You have to pay your taxes. I had no tax on my kiwis and tangies from TKC. Yeah, I think that's just due to the way they ship things. I think you got lucky. I think TKC are in the process of changing how that works, from what I've spoken to them about it anyway. So yeah, expect to have to pay it in the near future. And if you didn't, just consider yourself really lucky. I'd expect that to change the tax on the TKC orders, because I know that TKC are looking into it. And if they don't, if other vendors don't, they do risk getting fines as well. So if you see a vendor that's not charging VAT and they should be, it's best to let them know, just in case they want to change how they adapt to the rules. you know, I don't want to see any vendor in this hobby get a fine for not doing the right thing. Adam says, it's funny since I used to import quite a lot of hobby things from Japan, now the keyboard hobby is going through the same pain. Yeah, it's just one of those things. And this is why, as a vendor, I'm trying to offer more things here in the UK. The more I can offer to UK folks, the less you guys have to worry about importing duties and taxes and VAT and everything else, the better it is, right? So the more things I can offer and the other vendors in the UK can offer you guys, that's the best thing for the UK guys, is to be able to offer you guys more products. That's what we're trying to do. I had to pay £20 for the NK65 when it arrived. Yeah, if you got one of the plastic ones, yeah. I didn't leak anything yet, no, LaFish. I think the only thing I said was it's not a TKL, which I don't think it is, as far as I know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it is a TKL, maybe it's a Jane, I don't know. Who knows? You don't have long to wait. There's going to be more details shared in the next couple of weeks. The UK vendors have been doing amazing since Brexit. Yeah, I've been speaking to a lot of the UK vendors. They're all trying to do new things and bring new products out and trying to help people. So yeah, absolutely. I know the guys over at MechBoards doing a great job. Big shout out to the MechBoards guys, Dave and everyone else there. George, I think, is the new guy that they've got working for them, and Ben Westy as well. Those guys do such a good job. Such a good job. Matt over at MechBox as well. He's a great guy. Yeah. Sent him a package today, actually. The suspense. LaFish, you don't have long to wait. I think maybe this time next week a lot more details will be released. Something like that. It's not too far away. It might even be later on this week. I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't think you have to wait too much longer for the TGR and Monarchy and Friends announcement. It's close. It's close. It's really close. Okay, laser is lasering. It's doing its thing. We've kind of got just this section to do, and then the bottom section to do as well. There's not got too much longer to go. My favorite part is this part. This part's going to drop here. You'll see when this connects here in a second, this part's just going to drop. Just going to connect up, and then that part's going to drop. He says. There you go. That's my favorite bit. So satisfying when that happens. Fairy 9 says, yeah, they helped me with my first build. I haven't got anything from you yet, but soon. Hey man, buy wherever you can. Buy wherever you can. I feel regretful for buying Hidari now. Don't feel regretful. The Hidari is going to be a great board. The Hidari is going to be lovely. It's going to be really, really, really nice. So I would not worry about that. Fairy says, mech boards have been a lifesaver for budget parts when I've been building an entry board for my little brother. That's awesome. I'm glad you're building a board for your little brother. That's really cool. That makes me really happy. That's awesome. But yeah, they are great for getting some of the budget parts. The guys are lovely as well. They're just such nice guys. Yeah, they're really nice guys. I don't know if you guys saw that then, but there was a flash. I think the laser hit something and bounced off. And it might have gone up to the roof. Whoops. You really shouldn't be cutting like I am doing with the lid open. Like, this is really dangerous. I just want to be really clear. That's why I'm stood quite a distance away. I'm stood like 8-10 feet away, and I also have a fire extinguisher on hand just so that I can do anything. And you'll also notice things like my tassels are all tucked away. There's nothing hanging off my body that can catch. But yeah, fire extinguisher on the ready all the time. It's a getting into sixth form gift. That's awesome. What's he studying? Tell me what he's studying. I'm really, really interested. Paolo, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that, man. If that shows up on the Vesta board, I will share it in a second. If it shows up on the Vesta board. The API is a bit dodgy. The fish says nice. Is that nice at my Salvan hoodie or nice at my fire extinguisher? We've got fire extinguishers all over, actually. We've got like 6 dotted throughout the workshop, just in case anything happens. Wherever there's a load of cardboard, there's a fire extinguisher. Safety is paramount. Oh, at the 6th form. Oh, right. It's not even at me. Right, okay. I see. Media and IT. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great series of options. what are we making? Singer board today. Thank you very much for the follow earlier on as well. You did get immortalized upon the Vesta board. Today we're making keyboard stands. These are laser etched and acrylic with metal rods that hold them together and M3.5 screws. They hold up to about 5 kilograms, or that's roughly what they'll take. I showed that earlier off. And they're going to retail on the store for about £15 each if you're in the UK and pay VAT. If you're outside the UK, they'll be £12.50 plus shipping. The fish says, I still love you though, Jay. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Barry says, should be able to help him with the latter at least, since I did that course with the same teacher when I was at school. Nice, nice. Good guy into says, what happens if I order CRP R4, Hazakura, and Handabite all together? If you're ordering through my store and you order all of those together, 2 things will happen. If I see, I might cancel it because it means a lot of work for me. I do not like it when people mix group buys. It says on the bottom of every single group buy not to buy items from one group buy with another group buy. Don't do it. If you do it and I don't happen to see it as it comes through, then I will leave it, but what will happen is you won't get any of your parts until all of the parts are here. So whatever has the longest time to get here to the workshop, that's how long you have to wait for all of your parts. And that's it. Simple as that. Put your keycut on it as a test. If you want to see the keycut on it as a test, I can probably do that for you. Give me 1 second. I'm just grabbing the keycut now. So this is my Phantom Edition keycut, which if Gio is still watching, he'll be jealous of because it's purple. This is my keycut number 2, brass bottomed. I have no idea how much this weighs, but it's chunky as hell. And then here we go. There you go. This is just me holding on to the stand itself, and it's supporting the full weight of that. There you go. ISO keycut TKL for the win. So there you go. That's proof they hold at least 5 kilograms, because that board is way more than 5 kilograms. That's way more than 5 kilograms. These are super strong, guys. These are super strong. They're 5mm thick acrylic. There's the camera. 5mm thick acrylic that's cut like glass. They're super strong. Super strong. That's hot. Yeah, this is a lovely board. SA Phantom as well. So the key set on here is SA Phantom. You can see it's all sculpted SA Phantom. Yeah, it's a cool board. I've always wanted stands for my multiple keycuts. I only have 2 keycuts. I do want to get a number 260 HHKB if they ever do that. That's one thing I would like. Yeah, I do like my keycut boards. Keycut are great guys as well. They're just really nice guys. Like, just to chat to, they're just really nice guys. How are the legs there, Jay? Standing still for almost 2 hours? Dude, I'm on my feet all day. I'm in the workshop from like 7 AM until midnight every day. Standing still for 2 hours is fine. No, that's nothing. That's nothing. And you know it, because you do the same thing in your workshop. Is the Icky still meant to arrive in July? I think they're supposed to ship from the manufacturer in July. They're not supposed to arrive in July. It'll be about 6 to 8 weeks for them to ship to me. So I'm expecting to get them in August or September, and expecting to ship them all out by October. That's my plan. You can check my updates every week. I think I've said October ever since they went live. I'm waiting for the Mode 65. Keycut is a little out of my budget. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the Mode 65. I have a Mode TKL. I really like the Mode guys. I've spoken to them a fair bit. They've got a lot of history and technical background. I'm not really a fan of the Mode TKL though. It just kind of didn't tick any of the boxes for me. There is a top review of it. I did of it on Top Clack. You can go find that. I wasn't a huge fan of it. My wife actually uses that as a daily driver board now, but I wasn't a huge fan of the Mode board. Be honest, walking around all day is totally different than standing in the same spot for a few hours. Yeah, but that's fine. That's all right. Like, I'm not too bad. I do have a little stool here that's on wheels that I can sit on if I need to. I'm fine. I'm good. Kalanor, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Paolo says, my message didn't send, I think. First time caught you streaming. Didn't even know you stream since I rarely go into makers and crafting. I stream on TopClack. We stream on TopClack every Friday. I do build streams occasionally on there, but I'm doing a lot of prototyper streaming on this channel at the minute as well. Every day we're going to try and stream some, well, not every day, but every week we're going to try and stream some different makers and crafting stuff. So we're going to do things like we're going to make a DIY watch, like a wristwatch. We're going to make one of those. We did some Dreamcast updates. I'm going to be building a whole mobile streaming station on stream. I've got a couple of 3D printers to build on stream at some point in the future. We're going to do some screen printing, some quality control checks, some board prototyping, some CAD design. We're going to do a whole raft of different things on stream. Lots of stuff we can make on the laser cutter as well. We're even going to do some workshop truck streams where I'm fixing things on the truck, fitting Apple CarPlay into my Mazda, and all sorts of other things as well. We've got a ton of stuff that's going to happen. Ton of stuff that's going to happen on stream. Threx says, have you got a cyberboard board? No, I do not have a cyberboard. No, that is not one keyboard that I own. Yeah, Salvin stream when, right? We need Salvin streams back. We need Salvin streams back. That's what we need. I can't remember the last Salvin stream I managed to watch actually, but always good fun. Always great to see things being machined. Can we get a leg cam? No. No, you don't need a leg cam. Cyberboard's not for me. It's not my aesthetic, I've got to be honest. It's not something I'm overly interested in. I'm just going to adjust the angle on the camera so you guys can see a little bit more of the laser cutting as it moves out of the position it's in now. There we go. So you can see that what it's doing now is it's just cutting little small circles, which is where the screws are going to go in the stand. So it's just cutting out these small holes here. That's where the screws are going to fit. Salvin says, maybe a little later this year. There has been a lot going on and there is still a lot of secret stuff happening and it's taking a ton of time, but more will be revealed in a few months. Dude, I'm so excited. Every time I know that you've got a secret on board, I always get really excited. Like, that always excites me. Fingers crossed it's going to go well for you though, Salvin. I appreciate everything you do for the community, man. Everything you do. It's a chunky piece of aluminium. I don't use the Bluetooth or the panel though. Is this for the cyberboard, Paolo? I've got to be honest, the aesthetic is not for me. It's not something I enjoy, but I can understand why a lot of people do like it. I can appreciate why it'd be relatively popular in the hobby. Salvin's stories are what inspired me to do my stories. That and people telling me that the workshop wasn't a real place and that Prototypist wasn't a real company and that I didn't really do things in a workshop daily basis. That and Salvin's stories were the two big draws for me doing my own stories. A lot of inspiration from Salvin. A lot of people telling me that things aren't real. Nothing's possible without you, Salvin. Like, we wouldn't have half the cool stuff that we have if it wasn't for you. I still have the two Borsdorfs that you made, which were the first keyboards you manufactured, man. I still have those. Yeah, there was a spate of rumors going around that the Prototypist workshop was not a real place, and that I wasn't a real company, and also that I'd never delivered a group buy, despite having shipped hundreds of them now. I've been involved in like 200 group buys and shipped over half of them over the past 4 years. And yeah, there was a whole spate of that going around. So the Insta stories were kind of a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to that, and I kind of really enjoyed doing them. Like, it was a kind of case of, look, this is real. This is how the Prototypist workshop operates. This is what we do, and it kind of shared all of that first, and then it was very much a case of I really enjoyed doing it. I found them cathartic to share all of that information and to show people what I'm doing. And it saved a lot of hassle on updates for the sake of a few minutes a day making stories. So that's where they came from. That's why they started. Yeah. I like to watch you point at boxes while the kettle boils. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to point at boxes whilst the coffee machine's warming up, so it's kind of the same sort of thing. Like, I have a lot of boxes to point at as well. I'm very lucky in that respect that there's a lot of things to point at. Yeah, I am very, very appreciative of how lucky I am at the minute. Like, I have a really cool workshop space. I have a lot of cool tools. I get to see a lot of cool products. I get to spend a lot of time with cool people. I get to work on really cool projects. I'm very, very aware of how lucky I am. The insight is always interesting. Yeah, like, I'd hate to do this and not show people, and I was always trying to find a way to show people what I was doing. And when I started the Insta stories, it just kind of all clicked into place and fell into place, and that's why I do them. Almost every day I'm in the workshop, you will see an Insta story, unless I'm just so busy I can't concentrate on them for a couple of minutes, which does happen occasionally. Am I still screen printing? Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to catch up and screen print, but the plan is, as every new shipment of boxes comes in, they will be screen printed before they're put away. That's the plan, and I'm going to start doing some screen printing streams as well. Not just where I'm actually doing the printing, but where I'm making the screens themselves and doing all sorts of bits and pieces like that as well. So I do it all in-house. I make the screens in-house, I put the logos on them in-house, and then I do all of the screen printing on the boxes in-house as well. So I want to share that whole process and share with you guys how that works. So there will be some screen printing streams in the near future. I've got about 2.5 tons of boxes coming soon, so when they arrive, that might be when we do it. But yeah, we still do screen printing in-house. We've actually got some really cool stuff we're going to do with the screen printing as well. So we're going to be running some kind of cool keyboard group buys later on in the year, and we're going to actually make the boxes look like some vintage boxes, which is really, really cool. And we're just going to kind of copy a little bit of that art style that used to be used on the boxes and modernize it a little bit and do our own cool screen printing right here in the workshop. And we'll stream all of that, we'll show it to you guys, it'll be on Insta Stories too, and we'll share exactly how we do it and what the processes that we go through. Like, the idea here is for me to share knowledge, not just make stuff to make money. Like, I want to share knowledge as well. That's the plan. Hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, we're on the last row now. So it's got the last row to do and a couple of other bits and places around to go through. So what I think we're going to see is, I think we're going to see it go all the way now to the left-hand side of the workpiece. It's going to go all the way up this way, and then once it's done that, it's going to come back and do this corner, and it's going to do a few in there, and then it'll be done. It's about 20 minutes more cutting, I think. Oh look, it's about to cut this one out. It's going to just drop in a second. Watch this. Oh, I love that. It's so satisfying when that happens. So satisfying when that happens. I really, really enjoy watching it. Okay. Did we show the fairy dial on the Vesta board? I'm not sure if we did, but that was the last update on the Vesta board. I'm pretty sure we showed that. Pretty sure we showed that. I just live in anticipation of it starting to flick around and hearing that noise now. That's what I live in anticipation for. It's such a cool sound. It's such a cool experience as well. Like, when someone just tweets it and I see it come through, it just makes me so happy. Like, it's so cool. Okay. Keeping it that way until there's a few days out, maybe even the day of delivery. Dude, I don't blame you. That's really cool. No one knows what it is. Dude, surprises are always the best. I watch your Insta stories religiously, so I can't wait to see what you have to share with us. Any idea when that might be? Any idea when that might be, Salva? Is it going to be like this month, next month, late summer? How far are we going to have to wait for this? Yeah, you do need to do more stories. I like to see them. Do more stories, please, sir. Do more stories. Yeah, I see you've got a helper now as well, Salva. I've been seeing your helper over the past few weeks, learning a few bits and sweeping up. Delivery is the 1st of June. Okay, so this sounds like a new tool. I'm going to guess that this is a new tool. Laser Geek Creations, thank you so much for the follow, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Delivery is the 1st of June. Okay, okay, so not too long to go then. Not too long to go. 20 days? Yeah, I'm going to be watching out for that. So I might put that in my diary to check. Hey man, it's going well. Thank you very much for being here, dude. Thank you very much for following. Well, we don't know if it's a big tool. It doesn't have to be a big tool. It could be a small tool that he's getting at him. Like, Salvan's workshop is pretty tight. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. LaFish, thank you very much for watching. Good night. I hope you had a great time watching us on the stream today. Do come back soon. We'll be streaming pretty much on and off throughout the week, so I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much, man. Have a good night. But yeah, Salvan has a lot less floor space than I have. I'm very lucky in that respect, but I have a lot less tools than Salvan has, so it kind of evens out. Anaeos, thank you very much for being here, man. Good afternoon. There is no more space. I'm not sure where I'll put it, to be fair. You need to extend the workshop out into the garden a bit more, right? I know you can't go out the back, but you could go out the side, right? Just go out the side, the wall behind where the two machines are now. You could go out that way, maybe. Maybe that's what you need to do. If you do that, Salvan, I will come over and I will help you build it. I will help you lay brick and build that. The wife won't allow it? Oh. You know what that means then. You're going to have to rent some more space. Or just send one of your machines here. Just ship it here and that's it. We'll sort it out. And yes, these are acrylic keyboard stands that we're making. These are what we are making on stream right now. Acrylic keyboard stands. And a lube station. A one-off lube station for a customer right at the very top there. We've been streaming for about 3 hours now. And they're still cutting. They're still cutting. I need a better laser. I need to buy a Trotec or something like that. I need to, instead of spending 5 grand on a laser, I need to spend 50 grand on a laser. That's what I need to do. I need to buy something just a little bit more better. You're working on a solution? Nice, Sabin. Nice. The solution to the space problem has been one of the reasons I've had so little time in the past 4 to 6 months. Does that mean you're getting another workshop, Salad? Does that mean you're going to have 2 locations? Maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe that's what's happening on the first. You're going to move into a new workshop. Maybe that's what it is. Do you plan to make these always in stock, or as much as I can? Yes. So whilst I'm cutting the green glass effect ones, I'm also going to be cutting a series of black acrylic ones as well. This is the black acrylic. It's slightly translucent, but you can't see it on camera. So there's also going to be, I think I've got like 20 sheets of this material, so there's going to be a lot of them available. Yeah. I'm just going to keep cutting them and cutting them and cutting them. I cannot say more until everything is final. Well, dude, I'm psyched for you either way, so whatever it is. And if I can help in any way, just let me know. Just let me know. But yeah, Fairy Nine, these will be in stock as much as I can keep them in stock. The hardest part is actually keeping the aluminium in stock. Perhaps, Solon, that's something I need to tap you up about, getting me some of these tapped and cut to size, because they're really expensive here in the UK, and they're not easy to get hold of. So perhaps I need to get you to mill me some stuff. I need to send you some rod, and you can just thread, do a thread on it at the end for me. Or maybe I need to buy a lathe, and then I could do it myself, right? Maybe I just buy a lathe and tap them myself. Okay, so the laser is cutting right over at this far side now. Let's move the camera so you guys can see again. I'm knocking it around a little bit here. I apologise that this is a little bit bumpy, guys. Okay. So it's making its way over to the far side now. Not too much more to go. He wants me to buy a lathe. Yeah, do you know what? I have an old Bridgeport style lathe that's all mechanical at home, but it needs restoring. It's got a crack in the cast iron part as well. So I would need to do some welding and some sanding and get that all sorted out and make sure it's rock solid again. But yeah, I would like to get the lathe working. But the thing is, it's super heavy. Like, I can't transport it here myself. I'd have to pay a company to do it. and plus I need to weld it, and all my welding gear is at home. Dude, I can't Bondo this. Like, it needs welding. Like, I have all the gear to do it, I just don't have the time. It's fine. It's not fine. It needs to be welded. I could do a stream on it. I could stream me welding it together and sanding it back and polishing it and restoring it. That'd be quite a cool series of streams, actually, to restore the lathe back to working order. That could be quite cool. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. When the truck's on the road and the truck's out of here, maybe we'll bring it in here and we'll restore it here in the workshop. But I will need to get someone who's got a forklift truck to put it on a van, to bring it down here, to lift it off. That's what I'll need to do. It's only about 5 miles away, but I would need to do that. Or I could just buy a lathe that works, right? I think the motor's gone on this one as well. It probably needs a whole service, actually. It probably needs fully restoring. Yeah. I can't imagine fixing it with Bondo there. Next thing you'll be telling me to put some, oh, what's it called now? I forgot the name of it. Oh, fiberglass. You'll be telling me to coat it in fiberglass or something like that. Google's AliExpress mini lathe. I don't want a mini lathe. If I'm going to get one, I want something that's decently sized and can do different bits and pieces. Like, I don't want anything too small. Like, I don't want one of those desktop style ones. I've got a desktop CNC. It doesn't do enough for me. It doesn't do enough. It's past 11 PM and you're still not done streaming. Marthake, no, I'm not done streaming. I'm still streaming. I can't go home until the laser finishes, so I'm streaming until the laser finishes. That's what we're doing here. I will empty the laser out tomorrow, but the laser is going to cut, and when the laser's finished cutting, that's when we're going to stop streaming. But it's getting there. It's getting there. It's not too far done now. It shouldn't be too much longer. Shouldn't be too much longer. Flex tape it? Yeah, no, I'm not going to put flex tape on something like that. Twiston says, I was hesitating for the last 2 weeks and end up forgetting to enter for the salvation. Oh man, it was extended as well for like a day or two, so you really did miss out. Salvation's going to be a great board though. I'm very, very excited to pick one of those up. Would be cool if we had CNC in-house. Maybe. Maybe. No comment. We'll see. Salvan knows all about my issues with CNCs in the past, but it is something that will ultimately end up here in the workshop at some point. It's just a case of when and timing. But yeah. 60% is great. Like, dude, you can absolutely adapt to a 60% to do pretty much whatever you do on any other board. It just takes time to do it. CRP and Silver Salvation. Yeah, CRP is in group buy right now, guys, as well. You can pick up CRP anytime. Dude, like, I remember phoning you, Salvan, and I was almost in tears. Well, it wasn't quite this time last year, but like 10 months ago, I was almost in tears because of the day I'd had after speaking to Haas representatives. And you would like the most genuine guy and help me right through that. Thank you so much for that, dude. I really appreciate that. My issue is that a lot of games I play need the FRO. You can program FROs on layers. You can have layers. And AS says, oh, imagine all the things that you can do with a CNC. Yeah, well, Salvan knows the whole story, but there was a whole deal with Haas that I had last year that was, it genuinely nearly broke me. Like, it got me so close to almost being broken and giving this whole thing up. Like, I was one day away from just giving up and cancelling Prototypist and not doing it. Like, it was just such a bad time. So yeah, CNC is the plan, but it probably will not be a Haas after the experience I had last year. Perhaps Jordan's going to sort me out. Maybe Jordan will sort me out. We'll see. I'm not sure if he's still watching. He was earlier on. Get a little macro pad. I made one for my brother today for Minecraft since he's downsizing to 60% from full size. That's a great idea. Yeah. You can always use a macro pad for little things like that as well. I have a macro pad here that I don't really show it to me. It's not plugged in right now. But I have a macro pad here for when I'm doing a lot of laser cutting and I need to be fast. All of those different colors that do different features, they're all set to different buttons on my macro pad. I just tap them and away I go. It's dead simple. in time though, when I believe the time is right, yeah, like CNC being here in the workshop is absolutely going to happen. It's a case of when, not if. It just needs to be the right machine, and it needs to be the right time, and it needs to be. It needs to not have the challenges I had last year, which were not to do with me. They were to do with the company, and it was a whole. It was to do with Haas, and the way that they approached it was very disappointing. So we'll see. We'll see. No promises either way, but we'll see, and I'll share it with you guys when that happens as well. You'll see on my Insta stories when it starts to happen. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of people go to 60% from 60% to 65% because they want the dedicated hours back. Like that happens a fair bit. Yeah. Okay, so now the laser is going to do a big move, and it's going to come all the way back over this way once it's finished this outline. So when it does, I will get the camera in, because we're almost finished now. Almost finished. It's almost there. It's just going to finish this one just here that you can see here, and then it's going to go whiz all the way over here to do the next parts. So when it does, I will follow it with the camera. Or I will try. Okay. It's going to whiz any second now. There we go. So now we're just going to watch it do this, the final column here, and then we're going to be done for the day. Is CNC super hard to pick up? I kind of want to learn it, but I'm a bit monkus about it. Okay, so it depends on what you're trying to do is the honest answer. My general guidance to it would be to speak to someone who knows what they're doing. There's a lot of guides out there that are crap, and there's a lot of guys out there that are good, but it's finding the right stuff. Getting the knowledge is one of the hardest parts, and getting the machinery is the second hardest part as well. But it's not something you can just turn on. It's not like 3D printing where you can be good to go in a week or a month. It's not like laser cutting where you can be good to go in, you know, a couple of 100 hours. It's something that takes a lot of time to do. Like, you're not going to be churning out parts that are good quality in a week. You're going to be, you get your machine, you're going to have a long time before you churn out good quality parts. It's not something you're going to get straight away. Yeah, Salvin says it's not as easy as some people make it out to be. Like, you see Salvin do it on stream, he makes it look easy. It's not. It's not. Like, there's a lot of software programming that you need to learn and do. There's a lot of setting up the machines that you need to do. There's a lot of calibration that you need to understand. But more than that, you need to understand how it's doing it as well. Like, a lot of people point to the whole Titans of CNC stuff, and it'll teach you some good stuff, but it's a bit crap. I'll be honest, it does it in a really weird way, and I'm not really a big fan of it, but it kind of gives you an overview of what you're doing. But there's some really, really, really good guides out there on YouTube if you are interested in picking up CNC. You can pick up a desktop CNC that'll teach you a lot of the basics relatively cheaply, but you're never going to get there the whole time. Like, you're going to spend days learning stuff. And every time you do a new part, you have to learn new skills and new things as well. Like, you're never just going to have one skill and learn it all and be able to do everything. New parts are 100% going to challenge you. Yeah, it sucks sometimes. I still have days that I wreck hundreds, thousands of euros in tools and materials in a day, or 2 or 3. Yeah, like, I can completely appreciate that. I bet that there's a lot of times that you just destroy tools and things. Like, just even end mills can be incredibly expensive, you know, 70, 80 euros an end mill, if not more, depending on what the tool's doing. So, yeah, it can be really expensive. And of course, the only way you get to try things out is to have a slab of metal there that you try the things out on, and that costs money and time and electricity. Like, a CNC machine uses a ton of electricity, more than you'd realize. So, yeah, it's not cheap, and it's not easy, but it's doable. Like, you can get there and you can do it. Stack-ups now that cost over 1,500 euros per tool. Yeah, I don't doubt it, Salvin. Your setup is kind of crazy, though. Yeah, didn't your new apprentice drop the spindle onto something or something the other week? Did I see that on your stories? I can't remember exactly how it was, but I think he dropped the spindle or something, or jogged the spindle down too fast and it hit the workpiece or the bench. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But yeah, like I remember seeing that on your Insta stories, and you were doing some calibrations for it afterwards. Luckily, everything was all right, but that could have easily been a €20,000 fix, right? If not more. Yeah, it's easy to make a lot of mistakes. Wasted about 5 days of work, right? Yeah, I knew something like that happened. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but I remember seeing it on your stories. Yeah, that would have been a fireable offence for me. That would have been a fireable offence. He'd have been gone. I'm joking. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. People have to learn from mistakes, right? Okay, almost there with the laser now, guys. Just a little bit more to do. I'm not. Oh, the camera's focusing on this. This here, look. So we're focusing on the work it's doing. There we go. You don't fire someone you spent so much money teaching how not to make mistakes. No, I was joking. I wasn't really saying I would fire someone. I've had a lot of people work for me in the past. During my day job, at one point, I had 10,000 people working for me. It's kind of nuts to think about that, but yeah. Like you don't invest time and money in people to then just get rid of them if they make one mistake. Like that's absolutely not the way it should be. Yeah, mistakes absolutely do happen. We talked about this on Top Point last week, actually. You should not be afraid to make mistakes. Fail fast and learn from them. It's the people that don't learn from the mistakes that have the challenges. Okay, guys, I think this might be the last cut that we need to do. I think we might almost be there. I think once this cut finishes, we've then cut a whole sheet. Almost there. So it's just going to come up here and then around and join onto that point there, and then we're done. And once it's done, I'll grab one of these pieces, show you guys up close, but I'm going to be emptying this out tomorrow and tidying it up tomorrow because it's now, well, it's nearly midnight. Nearly midnight. Okay, it's going to finish this line. That last part's going to drop, and then it's going to give 3 bleeps. And there we go, it's done. Let me grab one of these and show you guys up close. I would do it if I didn't want it to drop through. Okay, so here's one fresh off the laser cutter. It's got the film on the back. Let's take this off. Okay, I'm just going to push out the 2 little screw holes that we make to hold the screw in place. And there we go, guys. There's the finished piece. We've got a whole tray full of those. Let's flick over to the other part. There you go, guys. That's what we come out with. How cool is that? And these cut like glass. This looks like glass. It's acrylic, but it looks like green glass from the side. Super cool stuff. Super cool. There we go. What did I do in my previous day job? I used to be a program manager for a fintech company, so I used to oversee large-scale programs of work and projects. So I'd oversee multiple projects at once for a fintech here in the UK, and I did that for 16 years. Multi-million-pound projects across multiple locations with thousands of members of staff. That was what I did. That was my living for a long time. And now I make things on a laser cutter a lot of the time and pack packages. And you know what? Life's great. Life's good. How does it feel now, Jay, being free of the hard hands of a boss and being totally responsible for yourself? I remember it scared the living crap out of me, and it still does. Yeah, so I was pretty much my own boss doing what I did before. I did have superiors that I reported to, but it was basically a case of twice a year I'd go and ask them for money. They would give me money, and then I would just deliver what I promised them. So I didn't really have a working relationship with a boss like most people do. It was kind of a little bit different for me, but I had a lot of responsibility, a lot of accountability. And of course, I had a lot of people that worked for me that I had to manage directly and who had people that they had to manage and people that they had to manage and people that they had to manage. So my whole overall team was huge and it was a lot of stress. It was really, really stressful. And I'm kind of glad that's done. And now it's just me and there's no one else here. I just work for myself. There's just me at Prototypist. There's no one else. It's kind of weird. Like I get bored and lonely sometimes here at the workshop on my own. It's nice when people pop in for a visit. Am I scared? No, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I don't need to earn money from Prototypist. I don't take any profit out of Prototypist. I don't take any salary. I don't take any dividends. I'm very lucky that I'm in that position financially. But at the same time, I do wonder, am I focusing on the right things? And I constantly have to check myself. Am I doing the right thing today? Should I be doing something different for the business? Where do I need to focus in the right areas? And it's a whole new learning process. I'm learning to apply skills I acquired doing other roles and other jobs to what I do here. And it's very, very different. It is very different. And of course, the biggest change is that I have no one to delegate to now. If something needs doing, I have to do it. So that's the biggest change for me. Can you say the company you work for now you don't work for them anymore? No. Technically, I'm still under a contract arrangement whereby I can't work in the same industry for the next 8 months or 7 months now. So for the next 7 months, I can't work in a competing industry or the same industry doing the same role. It's kind of like a non-compete kind of thing. So until that's over, I can't say anything, unfortunately. If I do, then I will lose parts of my severance package. So there we go. Peter Lurkson, I apologise, I missed your follow. Thank you very much for that. As well as Dodo, Sampack, and Kamchi as well. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. It means so much, so much. Johnny Bridge 90 says, awesome, I get it. I founded an insurtech startup and would love to make physical things at some point. Making software does get old after a while. Yeah, so one of the things that I did was actually manage the rollout of a significant number of devices and software that went with those devices, iPads and software, specific apps configured for that business that I worked for to use in industrial environments and also in customer-facing environments, which was really cool. And we made a whole grate of really cool applications. It was a lot of it was based on wrappers and stuff like that, and linked into backend and touched a lot of backend systems and stuff, which was really complex. And with the legacy systems, the fintech I had that I worked for, it was really, really complex to get even some of the smaller things working. But it was really good fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love the challenge of it. But yeah, it's very different now. It's very different. The enforceability of non-competes in the UK is somewhat dubious, but it's not a biggie since you're not going back into things just yet. Yeah, like, it was an interesting one because they basically said, we don't want you to go and work for anyone else, but we don't want you to work here because we're making you redundant. Or I asked for redundancy, kind of. So then they put me on gardening leave for a little bit, and I was on gardening leave, which was fine. But then they didn't want me to work for anyone else because I have a lot of knowledge about how the company worked. They didn't want me to take that knowledge to their competitors. That was basically the end result, right? So the agreement that was there as part of my severance was I only got my severance package if I didn't go and work anywhere else. Now I have my part of my severance package. I only get the rest of it once the 8 months has passed. So yeah, just need to wait for that to happen now. But yeah, I'm not going to go into anything. Nope, that's just the way it is. Right, guys, we've been streaming for about 4 hours in total, all told now. No, 3 hours all told in total. So I'm going to call it a night now. It is like 1:45. I'm going to go home, get some sleep, and come back here for the workshop bright and early in the morning. Please do watch out for the Insta stories for news updates about what's happening in the next couple of weeks. I will have more streams later on. Thursday night and Sunday night this week, I will be streaming again, 8:30 p.m. UK time on Thursday night and Sunday night. So please do watch out for that. We're going to be doing some cool stuff, making up my mobile streaming cart. That's going to be on the stream, next stream, and the stream after, I think. And maybe we'll do some fun stuff in between. So enough of the laser cutting for now. We're going to move on to some other stuff. And the laser will always feature on streaming as well. We'll have that back soon. So yeah. Thank you very much for being here, guys. I'm going to head straight out. I would look for someone to raid, but I'm really tired. I want to get home, so I'm not going to. I apologize. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the follows. We're almost there now in terms of getting affiliate, so fingers crossed that'll happen soon. I'll see you guys again later. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.